Hey fellow gamers, Chatty Sisa here. Welcome to the next part of the walkthrough or guide for Horizon Zero Dawn, where we are gathering all the data points and collectibles location by location as we are proceeding throughout the game. As you can see on the map here, we are currently already in the Shadow Carja Lands, which is the portion 5 of the map. And also, as you can see, I had to split it again into 2 portions, and that is simply because the quest that we have in Sunfall is having a ton of data points, and I would like to give you the entire walkthrough and show you how to find all of those. And in that case, it would be a very long vid if I would put it together with the outside portion of the map, so I decided to split it. In this first portion you will see everything like the metal flowers, the vantage points and the data points that are still missing outside in the world, and then in part 5b I will be posting the quest at Sunfall. I do hope that you find this guide useful. In case you do, please don't forget to hit that like button below, and also I would appreciate any comment in the comment section below if you have any ideas on how to improve these kind of guides for the future. It would be really much appreciated. Thank you very much already in advance, and have fun watching this next part. This is the last part of the map that we have for the base game. This is the 5th portion and it's the Shadow Carja Lands. As you can see, we have the highlighted path towards Sunfall. We are following the main quest. However, I would like to actually start at the bottom and go from the south. We do have a vantage point not so far away from where we are. And then we do have also the Tallneck not so far away from that vantage point or from the area where we currently are, so we could do that one next, and this way we will uncover the entire map and it will be visible. There are also some data points on the way. There are 2 in the area where the Tallneck is, so we can do that at the same time. And one of the data points that we can gather on the way then will be somewhere here where the marker is, so we will be able to gather a few already on the way. So let me start with this vantage point here in the south of the 5th portion of the map, and let's go for that one first. As you can see, we are here at the campfire, which is below Dimmed Bones. That was part of Aaron's quest, and this is where we start the journey right now. The path towards the Tallneck and the Shadow Carja Lands then leads towards the right side here where you can see the tree, but for now we will continue along the water. If you look now above Aloy's head, you can see already the points where we can rappel down from the vantage point, so that's where we need to go. Yeah, this is a Snapmo area. For some reason I don't see any at this point, but you will have to be careful when you're here. Usually there are some. And right next to the campfire we have here the point where we can climb up. And the vantage point is above us.
came out here to die. But instead of overdosing at Wyatt's cottage, I went out walking along the water. I was standing right here when the idea hit me. And the moment it did, I knew I had to do it.
I just wanted to mention we are currently looking at Bright Market from the other side. And if you turn around, you can see now above Aloy's head also the Tallneck to which we need to get to. And also behind it in the distance we can already see Sunfall. Good, let me show you where we are on the map. So this is currently the spot where we are, above the campfire. We need to follow the road, and once we get somewhere to this spot, we will be able to gather the next data point. Let me also switch to the smaller map. So as you can see on the smaller map, it will be data point number 57 that we can gather on the way towards the Tallneck. And then once we are at the Tallneck site, there is data point number 66 and 67 that we will be able to gather. Regarding glyphs, there is one last glyph here, the glyph number 18, but for that we will have to get to the area with the Tallneck and then continue further south behind the Tallneck. So we need to get to the Tallneck first in order then to proceed towards the southern area. When you're almost at the end of the valley and you're almost out of it, if you look towards the left side, you can see a few spots where you can climb up. That's above Aloy's head now. And that's actually where we need to go if we want to gather the next data point. Let me show you on the map where we are. So as you can see, we have a campfire over there as well. We can save our game there. And we are almost out of the valley. So let's proceed towards that side. And if you look now towards your left, you can see the data point here. And as we've seen before, it's the data point number 57. And if you look at the collectibles, you can also see that we have the next vantage point now. So we are still missing two. And let me show you the map again. One will be still in the area here, in this fifth portion of the map. As you can see, it's here. And then the remaining one will be at the end of the game when we have, or almost at the end of the game, when we have the final main quest active. And it's here. Good, so if we come back towards the fifth portion of the map, you can see we can proceed now towards the Tallneck. We will have another campfire on the way, which I have now marked. Let's proceed towards that one, and then from there we'll be going towards the Tallneck. Be careful, there are a lot of machines in the area here, so either sneak past them or kill them in order to be able to proceed. Good, so the next campfire is now above Aloy's head, but there are already a couple of machines. So let me clean out the entire area around the Tallneck, which is quite a lot of machines. And once I've done that, I will be switching back to the recording and I'm going to show you where to find the data points, which are there as well. Good, so we're currently at the campfire here. Let me show you. So this is where we currently are. We need to get to the Tallneck. I did clean out the area a little bit. And let me show you where we can find the data points which are here. There are 2 before we climb onto the Tallneck. So if you proceed straight ahead towards the path where the Tallneck is from the campfire, you can see there's a ton of debris over here. This is approximately the center of the area. So this is where we currently are. And the first data point is, I think, somewhere in front of us. And as you can see, there is a downed machine. It looks like a downed plane. And you can already see the data point from here. So it's the data point number 66. This is where we currently are, at the base of this one specific debris field. And the other one is currently where the Tallneck is marked. It's somewhere in this area, so we need to move now towards our left side. And if I remember correctly, it is a little bit hidden. Ah yeah, there it is. So it is always on the edges of where the Tallneck is walking around. As you can see, there are quite a few good spots where you can stand.
I think I can leap onto the Tallneck from here.
Yeah, and where you can actually climb onto the Tallneck. In front is a small tower, so this is where we currently are. As you can see, we are looking straight at it. And let's get the data point. And it's the data point number 67. Again, this is where we currently are. Good, so let me climb back and jump onto the Tallneck. I would suggest to wait a little bit and actually climb down from the Tallneck approximately on the same spot as where we have entered it. Good, so I have left the Tallneck somewhere around the same area as where we have climbed up, and let me go towards this tower, and I believe we can save our game here now. Good, let me show you on the map where we are. So we are in this tower, and as you can see on our right side now, in the lower portion of this map is actually another settlement. We have to go there because the glyph number 18, the last glyph that we are still missing, is there. So we need to go there and pick it up. Let me do that, and once I'm there, then I will switch back to the recording and I will show you actually where it is and then how we proceed from here. So let me go to this campfire, and from there I'm going to show you how to get the glyph. And as you can see, it's already visible, it's above Aloy's head and it's on this small boat. So we have the last glyph now, the glyph number 18. What we should do right now is we should gather the metal flower here. And where the metal flower is, there is also another data point. Let me switch the maps. And the area which harbors the metal flower also has the last missing data point, that is data point number 10. So we will be picking up both of those, and then once we have done that, I will show you on the map what we'll be doing next. The path is highlighted quite clearly on the map how to get to the metal flower. There is, however, also somewhere in this area where the marker is set a campfire. So let me get to that campfire, and from there I will be showing you how to get to the metal flower. Good, I'm at the campfire which I have previously highlighted, so we are here now. We need to go for the metal flower, and then for the next data point, or the last data point, it will be further in the back of the valley here, so be careful because there's a lot of machines. Aside from some Ravagers and Watchers, there are also Glinthawks, so don't just look straight ahead, but also above your head. The metal flower is below the perch where the Glinthawks are sitting. It's right here. Let me show you on the map where we are. So it is a little bit closer on the map than the marker. Good, so we are only missing at this point one more flower, which will be next to Sunfall. Let's go for that last data point. It is further in the back of this valley, somewhere where the marker is. We'll have to look for it because it's a little bit hidden and out of the way. When you leave the area where the metal flower has been, and you look straight ahead up on that hill, you can see that there are some Watchers. And the data point is very close to them. It's a little bit to the left from them, so let me try to get there. Yeah, it's about in the area where the one watcher is currently and where you can see the marker. So unfortunately, we'll have to get rid of them. Good, so as you can see, the data point is right here, just lying out in the open. There is another watcher coming. So let me scan the last data point. And it's the data point number 10. So we have now gathered all of the text data points which are freely available spread across the world in the base game. So of course there will be more in the DLC. This is where we currently are. So we need to get to the Banuk figure next. The easiest thing to do is to go back to the campfire here and then go from there. Along the way you can clean out the corrupted zone here, because we will have to cross it in order to proceed towards the Banuk figure. Alright, so we are looking at the valley from which we just came, and we can cross here and go towards the area with the corrupted zone, which we need to clean out, and then proceed towards the Banuk figure. So we're in the middle of the corrupted zone, and we can now proceed towards the Banuk figure. You don't have to return back to the road. You can go through this small opening here between the rocks, and that's how we can go fastest towards the Banuk figure. The Banuk figure is above us. As you can see, there are a few rappel down points. However, we cannot climb up from this side. We have to go to the start of the path, which is a little bit further ahead. As you can see, above Aloy's head there are some additional points, like climbing points and ropes. So yeah, we need to proceed further along that side. And as you can see, here's also the marker for the start of the trail already. This is where we currently are. So we are basically standing with our back towards the Banuk figure. Good, and there's the Banuk figure.
Some kind of figurine. I think it's Banuk.
And as you can see, we have now all of them, so this was the last missing from the third set. Good, let me show you on the map where we are. So we are at the point where the marker was. And we have Sunfall ahead of us. And there is also another campfire beneath us. Let me do one thing, because we do have still the vantage point here and the metal flower to be gathered. And I would like to do that before we actually proceed in the quest. So let me just climb down and activate this campfire here, so that we have a fast travel point. And then from there I will be fast traveling to the campfire here, which is in the Shattered Kiln former bandit camp, and from there we will be going towards the metal flower and towards the vantage point. That's the easiest way how to get to those two. Good, so we're at Shattered Kiln, the former bandit camp. Let me show you where we are. So we need to get to the metal flower here. The easiest thing to do would be to proceed along the road approximately to this side. There is another machine side here, we will try to avoid that. And then from here go at the base of the mountains approximately to this area. And then from there we can reach the metal flower. So let me try to get to this spot. Good, so we're at the spot which I have highlighted previously. This is the one where we need to go along the hillside here. There is a shell walker site, so be careful. And as you can see behind the shell walker, there's like a small road that leads up the hill. And this is the path that we need to take. Careful, there are glinthawks in the area, so you'll have to get rid of the glinthawks actually in order to get to the metal flower. When you come to the seemingly end of the path, you can see that on your left side you have now a couple of spots that you can climb. And once you're here on top and got rid of the glinthawks, it's actually where the metal flower is, now beneath that glinthawk. And this was the last missing metal flower. Good, let me show you on the map where exactly we are. So we're on top of the hills here. We can go from here actually towards the vantage point. So let me try to stay on top of the hills and just go towards the vantage point.
This stone's gonna back down before I do.
And as you can see from here already, there is a rope, so there is a spot where you will be able to slide down from the vantage point. It's 173 steps ahead. Yeah, it will be a bit tricky to get there, but it's definitely doable.
So much for being careful.
And as you could see, there are machines here in the area.
Sunfall. The Mad King Duran's summer palace. A bulwark of Carja might against the howling Forbidden West.
Thanks for the history lesson.
But they have no idea what lies beneath. We will learn much from this Aloy.
That's what I'm hoping.
So you have a great view here towards Sunfall. This is where we will be going for the quest that Silence has sent us to. But let me first access the Vantage cache.
Day 12. As we watched the booster arc up into the night sky, riding a pillar of flame, you took my hand, squeezed it, and said, "You have written the story of our family across the stars."
Good, so we have found everything that was here in the area. Let me quickly switch back to the smaller maps as well. So as you can see, we have now gathered all of the data points. We have also gathered all of the glyphs which were on these smaller maps. If we go into the notebook, you can see that we have now almost everything. The only last thing missing is the last vantage point, which I have already previously mentioned. So now we have all the collectibles aside from the vantage points. We have all the ancient vessels, the metal flowers and the Banuk figures. So you can go ahead and change them for some perks in Meridian. Regarding data points, as you can see, we have still a lot of audio data points missing, and that's because those are related to quests which are still to come. The same is true for the hologram data points as well as the text data points from the quests. Everything else aside from that, so the text data points from the world, we have already gathered all of them. We have all the text data points from the machines, and we have also scanned all the glyphs. So the last remaining thing to do basically is just go through the main quests to finish the game. That means, let me show it on the map. We are here. Let me go to Sunfall. We can slide down from here, currently where we are, and go towards this campfire, and from there proceed to Sunfall. So that was it for the Shadow Carja Lands and for the 5th portion of the map. The only thing that's still remaining is the quest at Sunfall, and that one will be then in the next vid, which I will be posting, and it will be linked here for your convenience. I wanted to thank you on this spot all for watching. I hope you find this guide useful. Stay tuned and game on!